Right, easy people, down Dover again, different part, we're sort of below the castle area. We're in what's called the Guildford Shaft. Used to be a way to be able to get from the bottom of the cliff up. This was one of the original entrances from the outside. It has been breeze block shut really, really well. And then I'm guessing this metalwork isn't original and it would have been something that they would have used to try and seal it up. What's pretty cool though is a lot of this masonry that's actually been left here that I'm guessing would have been around the entrance that they've sort of collapsed in, but they've actually kept it at least. Nice masonry work and that. There is a bit of graffiti on the walls as well, which is pretty cool. I'll let you just step in. We've got 1940, HRG, card. And what's also quite nice is they've actually carved brickwork into the chalk. I guess it just sort of make it look a little bit nicer, more than anything else. But there are still stuck in the walls the little wooden dowels. And then door frame still mostly, well, I say mostly intact. There's about 50% of it still there, but it's quite nice that that's still in place. Of course, with the stairs, they are sort of cut cheese wedges that have been basically laid on top of each other with a small overlap, which has allowed them to create stairwell going all the way up. Of course, you've got the blue paint still on some parts of the walls. It's sort of there still. Just learned from a friend that it's possibly based with arsenic or something along those sorts of lines. So if you ever come down places like this, don't go licking the walls. Now that leads up to what would have been a defendable gate with some of the wood still in place. There's been a nice big gate there. As you come in, got some firing loops. And some original bars that have been set into the woods to look over to give another strategic position. I'm guessing then these were probably the doors that were at the top of the stairs. It makes sense, they're not exterior doors, they're interior doors because they've got the firing loops in the centre of the door again. Oh yeah. Make it defendable. They would have probably been there. That would have allowed you to get out at a higher strategic position. Some of the metal, that looks more World War II. June 23rd, 1805. So much in it. A lot of it sadly has sort of worn away, but you can see the original chisel marks where it's all been cut out. Well, you know, you can definitely see it up there. I know it feels a bit surreal looking around here like that with the shadow sort of falling in.
Perfect chisel. This is quite interesting.
And you've actually got one of the interior doors that we saw down there with the firing loop still in place. Looks where it's quite damp near the bottom, that's sort of rotted and fallen off. But it's quite cool to see it still in place. one of those you definitely don't want to touch. That will that'll just come off. And of course, we just had friends on the explore sort of point this out, that you've got the concrete floor and you've actually got an edge to it, which possibly meant that this staircase actually went down as well as up. Might be something to come back and have another look at. Now we've got another nice set style stairs. I wasn't expecting a second set. Imagine if you had to run a box of fuses up. I wonder if these bits would have been in place here. I think they're too high for a handrail, because that'd be sort of up about there.
Reaching for it.
Maybe lighting. But once again, as you pointed out before, it's the wooden dowels that they've used. You've got a shove a bit of wood in, nail into it.
I think that's what the old entrance is. It's a bit of a wooden archway on the floor.
Let's get too often moved over. So many of the original doors still in place. There's a lot of blue paint still on these walls. Yeah. He just said, I think this was originally another entrance slash exit. It's quite a nice view out there, to be fair. Bit of an archway. Oh, look at that nice set of steps. Oh, this has got a lot of levels. And then we're into brick floor. You also got the turnstile look on the back of that one still. Maybe that other one didn't go down anywhere. It looks like there's an edge to that one as well.
Actual step off.
Next set. These are more predominantly white. There's a couple of things today. In here, as you can see, it's carved a lot more shallow. This was a later addition to it, which would have been World War II air raid shelter. Would have been another entrance. Yeah, I'm not going to try and look out there. There's a spider covering that hole. And you've got the carved out, the corrugated.
That's fascinating. Honestly, looks a bit questionable on there.
What, don't you think the wood that's holding it up will be enough? It should hold.
It's fine, yeah.
It's not soggy at all. Then what's crazy is some of these sheets aren't rusted at all.
No. Just this section, maybe a later section.
Possibly.
All the others are well rusted.
And as we've seen before, like in Fort Pitt, that was one of the ways that they used to block up a lot of the entrances straight after the war. People couldn't get in. Yeah, we had a fair few people in here. Right, you can just see the piles of rust that's actually come off of each of the beams. Like these will rot away at some point.
That's standing by stand over a beam.
A little bit more support at least. Right, I'll carry on up.
Yeah.
This bit. The metal railings still in place. You can tell the railings were made at a different radius to the part where they were supposed to fit. Once again, our door frame in place. This would have been another exit at the next level. Guessing that's some of the original wood from the entrance. That's a little plate off. Guessing that was blocking up a hole at one point. I love the amount of doorways that's still in place.
Yeah, the higher up you go, the more they're better kept. Most all the graffiti I can see is 2021.
Pretty much, isn't it? You can tell by it.
All the
People
time
have been down here a while.
Yeah, literally very recently.
I think I can these stairs are made, though. I'll tell you one thing, I get to the top of the hole. This would have been the top entrance that would have come out in the castle. So you've been able to get right down the bottom of the bulwark, all the way up to the top where the castle is, sort of quite easily. I'm quite knackered, as you can tell from that. I'm really not fit for stairs. Hope you enjoyed this sort of explore. So this is the Guildford Shaft. Going to try and bring you more from Dover as we can. Until next time, guys, happy exploring. I hope you enjoyed.